Well, friends, it has rained, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fly the Glory today. I had planned on going down, getting my hair cut, and showing you some of those special little places that I was talking about, but it looks like my haircut appointment turned out to be tomorrow, not today. And it's actually, we had a thunderstorm blow through here, and it created a little bit of a mess. And so I had to run down to Lowe's, get me some plumbing parts that I needed. And I'm heading back to the shop, but I'm gonna find something cool for today for us. So y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna come up with something real cool. I don't know what it'll be yet, but maybe it'll be something extra cool. I got to get back and get to shipping. I got a lot of work to do, ladies and gents. And when I say a lot of work, I mean a lot of work. A lot of work. Who likes to work? I like to work. Stay tuned. Gas regular's $1.95 here. What's it where y'all are at? All right, friends, since it rained today and I wasn't able to go fly the Glory and get my hair cut, my appointment's tomorrow, then I was going to show you this. This is actually really close to where I live, and this place is called Spring Haven. And Spring Haven was the home of Joseph Edwards. During the Civil War, was in the path of in the path of Confederate General John Hunt Morgan. Morgan was leading a raid on the Louisville National Railroad and burning trestles to slow the Union Army's movement towards Gallatin. And we're going to go video around the tunnels up there. There's some tunnels that the Civil War trains went through for the Union troops, and they actually had Civil War embattlements on the top. And I'll take you there one day and we'll go up there and look. I have some other videos about a ghost that's supposed to be there. But they said that somebody from inside this house shot at them. Several of the troopers searched through the front door and out the back, but didn't find the person who shot at them. After the Emancipation Proclamation was issued and slaves fled their homes in search of assistance and protection, federal forces established a contraband camp nearby in Gallatin. Ironically, the business records of a previous owner, John Armfield, assisted former slaves after the war as they sought family members who had been sold in the South. In 1849, Armfield bought the house from Dr. John Wagden, who built it in 1825, and guess who was his patient? He was a doctor. Andrew Jackson, the president, was his patient. And it says that he had been a frequent visitor. Armfield and his business associate Isaac Franklin together created one of the largest slave trading operations in the South, with its headquarters in Alexandria, Virginia. Franklin owned nearby Fairview. And they've built a Fairview Plantation has become a real high-dollar housing development, and the Plantation House is actually part of the golf course there. And there's million-dollar houses, and a Congresswoman, Diane Black, lives in there, and other famous people. And Armfield moved here, settled Franklin's estate for his widow. In 1855, Armfield bought property near Bathsheba Springs and its healing waters and sold Spring Haven to Edwards. So we're going to walk over and look at the house. The other thing that's interesting is where this house is at. On the far side, we're not going to be able to see it now, but I may try to take the Glory up one day so we can see it. But on the far side of this house is a lake, and it's actually a man-made lake. It was flooded in the 50s, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure that's right. What they did was they dammed up the Cumberland River with a thing they call the river gate. I actually have a video on my regular YouTube channel of me flying the river gate with the drone. But they dammed up the river gate and backed up the Cumberland River and flooded it and created the lake. So when this house was here, the doctor, as the crow flies from here to the Hermitage, which is Andrew Jackson's home, is about 6 or 7 miles by horseback. But you can't get there now that way. There's a lake in the way, Old Hickory Lake, which is named after Andrew Jackson. So let's walk back here and look at the house. And they actually have weddings here now. That's the big thing that they do. And it's kind of a hidden gem. You can see that it's just right down at the end of a road down here. Just kind of in a off the beaten path place. And I've actually been to weddings here. So that is the house right there. I see somebody over there, so I'm not going to go up. But that is the house. Been here since the Civil War, friends. So I can see people over there, and I'm not invited. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I don't think it's raining so much I can't go fly the Glory. So we're going to fly the Glory up and go over this house and kind of see how close it is to the lake even. So there you go, friends. Stay tuned. I'll show you something else funny. You see where it says 545 East Main? This thing's not anywhere close to Main Street. Main Street is way down there, so the address is odd. Trying to hurry up and get this done before the sun goes down. I didn't have everything I needed with me. Again, I'm struggling, guys, with preparedness, aren't I? And I'm sorry, I'm trying to make these videos and be prepared, but wow. Need to tighten up. So I'm about to send this aircraft in the air as soon as it gives me a green light right here. Ready to go GPS. So I'm going to start the camera. There we go. And I'm going to take off. And there's nothing above me, so I'm going to go straight up. And we're going to go visit Springhaven. So we're going to fly over Springhaven. Just right down at the end of this road. You can see the lake out there. That's the lake that I'm talking about. And that's the driveway, the little cul-de-sac that you see there, that's the driveway. And there is the top of the house. I'm going to be flying over it shortly. So you can see it's still a pretty good ways, and it's a good sized house. And that is the top of the house, and you can see that blue tent back there is where they're going to have some kind of event. And that is it. So let's look out there at the lake. Let's see how far it is behind the, yeah, you could see that there's even a marina over in that area where they flooded the lake. That lake coming from left to right is actually Cumberland River flowing from left to right. And they've dammed it up at the river gate, which there's actually an area here called River Gate where there's a mall. And they've dammed it up down there, and they rose the water up, and it created a man-made lake. So the water still flows through the dam. They have to constantly let it flow. And it goes to the Cumberland River, and there's actually a lock down there. If you go to my other channel and look up Rivergate, the dam tour, you'll see where there's a lock that you can put a boat in, a huge boat, and they actually let the water out and drop it down to the Cumberland River and then let it go. But this is the house that Andrew Jackson's doctor lived in, and this house was here since the Civil War. There was actually Civil War things going on around here, and you can see somebody's actually cooking around there too. That is the house, my friends. And the other thing that I showed you was, you remember we were talking about that they call it Main Street. I'm going to show you how far Main Street is from this house. There's the edge of the driveway. You can see the cul-de-sac right there. That's the historical marker there. So let's fly down to the Main Street. I'll actually let you see it out there. That's Main Street right out there. So if you see that out there, that is Main Street. So this house is quite a ways from Main Street. I don't know why they would call that Main Street, but there it is, friends. I'm gonna bring the Glory back. We send it up, and I'm gonna hit land, and it'll automatically land. It's gonna come back, and it's gonna come right here and settle right down. And we're gonna take off, and we'll fly another day. Hopefully, if the weather's good, I've got an appointment to get my hair cut tomorrow, so we're planning on looking at some cool stuff tomorrow. And I have an idea of a thing or two. Yeah, this thing's coming down in the wrong place here. So, where are you at? Let me look down. Yeah, it can get thrown off easy as to where it started from. I'm gonna try to find me. I'm gonna raise up a little bit. I'm only about 90 feet, so I think I'm further out here. Yeah, come on. Turn to home now. So it scared me a little bit. It got out of control there for a moment, but you can see that I'm right there. This is a nursing home. So I don't know why I was trying to land over there, but that is me right there in the Jeep. It is over my head now. So it's actually coming to the right place to land now. I don't know why I was trying to. Sometimes you gotta watch this thing. It'll do weird stuff. So I'm telling it to land, and I'm actually bringing it in for a landing faster. Because if you let the machine do it, it will do it very slowly, and you will find that I like to go ahead and get stuff done. Come on over here to me. So here we go, friends. I'm gonna reach up and grab her like I'm letting a falcon land on me. It doesn't know what to do with that. So watch this. When I try to take it out of where it knows it's supposed to be, it doesn't like that. So here we go. There we go. So the Glory has landed. Stay tuned, friends. I actually vlog over.